thought I'd get a little footage today. It being a nice day. We slowly but surely ended up our season. Of course, we're getting close. I wanted to kind of make mention, we added on a new K&N air filter. Now this K&N air filter is one to kind of really give a lot of attention in air to because of just what it does. You said, well, why would you buy one? Didn't you have one before? Yes, I did. But of course I had issues. And I did a lot of debate research on this one. And I said, well, anything to better the bike can make it better. And I'm really liking the bike. I'm really up to date with what it's been doing. But the air filter is a little different. I think I'm gonna probably show you guys what's going on. But the other one was like a yellow. And this one, get these down for a little bit. This one is this one is a clear, and it has a lot of different mesh on it, but I thought I'd get this one because it's just what it offers. I think the bike will run a lot better. It'll run a lot smoother. You know, if I say that myself, but that's what it looks like. So, am I getting gains? I think I'm getting a lot more gains. They say it's supposed to be, the air is supposed to be more purified. It's supposed to, you know, accelerate a lot more. And I just got out here. I said I was gonna run my camera. I forgot my camera mount. And I said I was gonna do some testing just to kind of see, you know, where it stands, what I need to do, and you know, and so forth and so forth. But overall, I think the bike is pretty much set. The guy had bought before. He said he had a setup on it where he had a King Power Commander on it and had a few different things. But I think overall, I'm looking at my treads, and this is probably the next thing that will be updated. You see that right there? Had a hole in that one, which is working good. I tried to do it myself, so I took it into the shop and he plugged it. It seems like it's holding. I had issues with this front one. You guys will probably remember this one. Whereas this is really good tire. Nothing wrong with this tire, at least not yet. But the tire wasn't holding pressure because I had, of course, you know, these aluminum rims. It had just dinked it in, and I filled it up, and it wasn't holding. So the guy, he says, well, we'll put a little bead paste around the inside and then we tighten it up. Well, it seemed like it held for a little bit, and you know, pounds per square inch is 32 pounds, I think 32 pounds. So you know, I fill them up every time I check my bike, every time I quads, every time I go out. I'm going out to the, you know, the trails, and just making sure everything is good. You know, pulling on the bearings, making sure the wheels are tight. Well, it wasn't sealing really good, so that was a major issue. So, but it seemed like it wants to hold around 26, 27. So I'm like, yeah, that'll work. Because pretty soon I'm gonna have to get some new tires. But it just goes around. It goes with the territory of quadding and off-roading. And I think I ride pretty aggressive a lot of times. Not all the time, but a lot of times. But this one's good. But I had a hole in that one. I fixed that one. I had a hole in that one. So I'm really liking the treads. The treads seems like they're holding up a little bit. It seems like when you get bad patterns or bad treads, what goes on is, you know, you usually riding on cement. Cement kills tires. I had some on the smaller quad, and you know, to get here to there, my house might be about 4 or 5 miles away. Nice. I love it where I stay at because it's country, a lot of fields. I mean, if you got a quad, you just want to run every now and then. You could have a mud tractor. And this is the area to go. Of course, I grew up on this side of town. There's a bunch of areas that I know. And ever since they, you know, did the land in and moved a lot of the old houses out, it's just been one heck of a place for off-road terrain. So I just want to get some still time footage. We'll be starting up again. But I took it off, and we got everything going. Of course, I had to redo this one. This was the wiring on this one. I was sitting the other week where I had the plugs were popping out. But this is pretty solid now. The other time this had popped out, I lost this, but I had the mount on there, so I had to reorder that and get a few other little different things. But for the most part of it, I think we're pretty much set on it. I'm really liking the chain, the Culture chain, the gold chain. I really like that. That's really been holding true. I had to replace this also. This one had a hole in it, and it's all about getting appropriate airflow when you get a good bike setup, whether you're tuning it, flashing it. The air filter is probably the number one thing with the plugs, and just how you time it with the ignition through that, and that's where you get all your gains, and the bike runs really good. But I've always said bike's a little older, but it runs really good. Really good motor, solid motor. But yeah, I had changed these out. I had put new, it had frame supports on there. I lost those, but those are flat, those more flush.